Oh shit.
Goofy.
How about that? Okay, it's working now. Oh, now it's fucking gonna be quadruple fucking up. God damn it. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Literally, here's the thing.
Widowy.
Widowy? That's widowy a problem I've never seen before. Widow. Widowy, that's not a problem I've never seen before. Which is crazy. All right. There we go. We did it, folks. Have I ever seen that problem? No. Did it say audio was coming through? Yes. Did I have to reset the program? Yes. Well, folks, that's why we have the two computers.
That's why you have me here.
That's why we have Taylor here, so someone can sit on screen while I fix it. Oh no. You scared me when you said, oh no. No, I could hear it. Audio not flipped on the mic. What? Just Tanner mic is.
Oh, just that one.
It's because Master is an hit.
Yeah.
Fixed it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the program. Yes, here it is. I think you might need to turn it down a little bit, Tanner. I can see it's peaking. Folks, hey, it wouldn't be a Luke Man stream without spending 5 to 10 minutes at the top messing around with the computer. And that's why we're happy to be here, folks. Welcome back. Yes, it's the advice stream again. This is a stream if you are going through something, well, not too fucked up. I don't really want to hear about if it's too fucked up. But if it's something that you think I could help with, this is your space. This is your time. Thank you so much, Jake. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for resubscribing to Dunkachino, to Mike Robot, and everyone else I missed. It's nice to be back, folks. I'm good. I'm doing really, really good. I don't want to hear it if it's too fucked up. Luke, you sound like my therapist because I'm not a therapist. We have a call coming in. Fuck it. Let's take it. Let's get right into this fucker. I got it. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What are you calling about?
It's tough for me because I can hear myself coming back because I'm watching the stream and I'm also playing it live on my stream, not even a show, twitch.tv. A lot of people on my show were talking about your show, so we tuned in. We saw there was a phone number on there.
Right.
We called it, and so that's my issue I'm dealing with at the moment is that now I'm not coming over.
And that's what's so awesome is that also on top of everything else, you're not coming in on my stream. And so not even show, I'm so glad you're here because this is sort of the,
Actually good for me.
that's good for you. And right. Okay, wait. I think I got this. No, this is really good, guys. Dude, it is mind-boggling how none of the audio inputs work anymore. I didn't do shit, motherfucker. Don't say that to me. Bitch ass. Ow. Stop, dude. Don't say ow. Don't say ow. Stop, Tanner. Stop. Not funny. Don't do that. I'm not doing anything. I'm being normal. I'm being nice. Is that coming in? No. Bro. Okay. Oh, I know what it is. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. What did I say? When I come back from a break, we got to fix everything. That's how it works, remember? Member that? Just like... Okay.
Oh, but where the... Oh, no! Okay.
I fixed it. I fixed it. That sound was the sound of me fixing it. And as we always say, we sacrifice the first caller to tech. That's just sort of something we do here on the stream. What's up? Do a call? Oh, I think we're good now. Remix! Can we get much higher? Luke's back from England. Oh, oh, oh. I'm back from England. Yeah. Oh, I'm back from England. I learned so much. Oh, oh, oh. What the fuck's wrong with them over there? Here's what I'll tell you about England, man. England was great. I was sitting in Weatherspoons. It's a chain pub. And I was listening, and this was the morning of the England-Spain game. And I was eating breakfast there. It was about 10 a.m. I would say there was quite literally dozens of the oldest, roundest, reddest British men I have ever seen. They were laughing so hard, like, ha, 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 ha. And in that moment, I understood why that country voted for Brexit. Oh, Chris. Wow. I love Chris. I wish that had worked. We'll figure that out next time. I want to have Chris on the show. And that moment I knew why they voted for breakfast. Why they voted for breakfast. Brexit. The Weatherspoons guy loves it. Weatherspoons, if you don't know, is sort of like, what if you mix an Applebee's and a dive bar, and all the people that went there were kids, college students, and also the guys that voted for Brexit. And then you got a pretty good idea. Absolute plonkas. You know, I kept saying plonkers while I was over there, and nobody really knew what the fuck I was talking about. Nobody knew what I was talking about. In fact, one girl I met who was very nice said, that's kind of like something my dad says, but I don't really know what it means. And I said, all right. Where I kept calling everyone a plonker. Pause. Luke, man, did you have a cheeky wank in Buckingham Palace? I didn't make it to Buckingham Palace, so I was not able to have a cheeky wank there. But I did do some pretty cool stuff while I was over there. And someone was asking about the Euro game. Did they riot? No, actually, in fact, they didn't riot. I would say the lads were absolutely mad hype at the pub, going crazy. A guy kept saying, "You Spanish cunts," over and over again. And then the second they lost, all of the energy drained out of the room. Nobody even really seemed mad or even sad. They were just like, and kind of all just filed out of the bar. And I said, that's why this country is not an empire anymore. Facts are in front of you folks if you just know where to look. What was some cool stuff you saw? I did not get to go on the London Eye. Too scary to go on the London Eye. Couldn't do it. It's too scary. Have any run-ins with the Bobby? No, but here's what I'll tell you, and this is on the honest to God truth, man. I'll tell you what, you don't realize how less scary everything is when you're almost 100% sure no one has guns. You see someone popping off in any sort of public circumstance, and you go, well, I mean, unless he's really good at throwing the fucker, the worst that'll happen is I get knifed, and I'm sort of away from it. It probably won't happen. And I go, maybe it's the Second Amendment I'm so fond of. Is it all it's cracked up to be? Is the Indian food better? Yes, I had really, really good Indian. I think it was specifically Sri Lankan food, actually, at a place called Curry King. It was really good. A bit too spicy, and not just like in the British way because there's too much pepper in it, but it was very, very spicy, but it was really good. What other good food did I have? I did go to the chicken shop. I got the peri-peri wings. Ooh, those were nice, bro. Ooh, 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 ooh. Here's where I was, Tanner, when Trump got, when he almost got game ended. I was in the bottom of a small club listening to an extremely sort of like weeaboo girl do a mix of the Mario Kart 8 main menu music and Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites by Skrillex. And they were mixed together and sort of into a break beat. And then I looked on my phone and on an Instagram account, it said, "Y'all, I cannot." And then it was that video of Trump getting shot at, and I said, "Oh, that has to be a joke," and then it wasn't. And then I told all my friends I was with, and we all stopped dancing and looked at our phones for about 20 minutes. So that was my experience with that. Maybe the best way to find out the worst. Hard to say. But folks, it's nice to be back. It is. 10 days is a long time. 10 days is a long time to be gone. You know what I mean? It's you get about halfway through that and you go, all right. Yeah, talk weird over here. Wrap it up. You know what I mean? We get it. I came back with a bit of an accent. Well, I'll try and get rid of that, but I did spend 10 days with the Queen's English. Yeah, I forgot what you looked like. It was a real surprise at the start of the stream. Well, I hope in a good way, because a lot of awesome things are happening in my life. Yep. I'd rather the Piper Perry wings. Hey, I'd rather the Rose Piper wings. You eating another whisper? Yeah, we got a Billy Piper wings. Billy Piper wings. Cassie, welcome back. No, I think we're good, Tanner. You can take off. Tanner's got so much to do tonight, so he's got to get out of here. See you, man. See ya. Yeah, we're not going to have Tanner tonight. He's got so much to do. Just you and I, folks. Just you and I, folks. In a beautiful couch, in a beautiful space station ship. Yeah, he's got weed to smoke. He's 19. Folks, we are doing the advice stream tonight. If you have anything troubling you, I mean, now is the time to get it off your chest. Because seriously, I feel like I'm an open book right now. My emotions feel... I feel like I'm so jet lagged. I'm actually kind of like, I feel like I'm touching that beautiful ley line that lies beneath. Luke, I got dumped a couple weeks ago. How do I get over it? Oh my goodness. It's kind of given state. Jakey, I'm so sorry to hear that. You know, there's a lot of reasons you can get dumped. But first, my question to you is, Jakey, how long were you dating? Because I think if you get dumped under a year, it can be bad, but ultimately, you know what I mean? That's probably good. It's better less than 1 year than 5. See, that's fine. That just means you didn't pass some sort of imaginary vibe check, which you can't help, you know? You got to just chalk that one up to the game. Short but intense. Well, we call that a summer fling. You know, many summers ago, but when I was in Chicago, I was really obsessed with the idea of having a summer fling, and I believed that I had never had one, and then I realized that I had, and it made me really happy. Nah. I mean, if you're having short but if there's something a confident person does, it's have short but intense love affairs. You know what I mean? Like, that's confidence right there. To have a summer lover? I'm hearing that, and I'm hearing alpha. Luke, I got dumped a couple of years ago. How do I get back out there? You know what? Got to get on those apps. Sorry. Because it's practice. Which is not how I like talking about relationships. But it is how I feel. All right, here we go. We got a call coming in. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What is your name, and what are you calling about?
Hi there. It's me, Cassie Farago, famous poster in the Twitch chat of the Luke Man and on the internet. Hey, how's it going, Luke?
Cassie, it's so wonderful to hear from you this beautiful evening. How are you,
friend? It's also great to talk to you. I've been better. I'm very under the weather. I took like 3 COVID tests, and they were all negative in the past 3 days, so that's good. So I'm pretty sure it's just allergies from my house, which I'm kind of calling in half about, and half about wanting to give some advice to my good friend Jakey Chains. I'll do that. I guess I'm a young bitch. I'm 23. I've had my fair share of summer flings, and I do feel like some sort of regret about that, about them not being more substantiated. But once I unpack it, I always realize that like there's some there's always like a reason why it like didn't really go through, and that's just the way. That's I guess the way things are meant to be. I guess is I kind of have that sort of philosophy about it, even though I understand if a person doesn't really have that sort of it is what it is kind of thing. And no, I'm not talking about the weird guy that says that, but yeah.
There's a
But
weird
yeah,
guy that
that's my
says
advice
that?
about it. Oh, Peep.
Oh,
Sorry.
he said. Oh, sorry, I didn't get. I'm not. I don't know who the fuck that is, even though I've been watching their stupid streams forever. Cassie, I couldn't agree more. You know, I think anytime, you know, if the love affair was so fated, well, then it would have lasted. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Right on.
Star-crossed lovers in the night. Cassie, I'm sorry to hear you're sick. I also caught a bit of the Queen's cold myself, but it's hard to.
Blimey.
Blimey. When I got down in that grave and I sniffed that old bag's dead ass cooter. Well, I think I caught something when I came up for air.
Damn.
You know what I'm talking about?
Damn. Yeah, you already know.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess the reason I am sick is also kind of pertaining to like part of my other question. I'm just gonna have extremely bad allergy because the house I'm currently renting out of has two very smelly and shitty dogs that the landladies don't take care of, and I'm assuming they haven't changed the air filter in like 5 years, and I just got blasted with allergies, and it's making me look even more forward to moving out, which I'm moving out in at the end of the month. But Congrats. I am going home for like a week and a half, so I can unpack and unpack my mind too, my things in my mind. So
sometimes we need to unpack our clothes just as much as we need to unpack our minds. Somebody clipped that. We're going to be putting that on YouTube ASAP. Cassie, now I got a question for you. Can you now? This is real, and don't ever think you people. If you're watching now, don't ever think you call into this show, and I'm not going to give you some real advice because I am. And what I'm going to say to you is, do you have a hand vacuum or a Roomba that you can be taking out the dog hair at least out of your own living quarters? You should be vacuuming every goddamn day if you aren't already.
Yep. That's very true. There is a vacuum. The one thing is, it is clogged up with like a year's worth of dog hair.
Right.
So in order to use it properly, I'd have to subject myself to even worse stuff. I mean, I thought I was put a mask, but that is the thing that I'll be doing before I move out, and I think the sooner the better.
Right.
I think the main culprit though is like this one AC vent goes right into my room, and it was pointed right at me, and just blasted me with like mold and dog dander.
Do you think that you could get sick from
haven't even gotten
to
oh, sorry.
No. Sorry. Just really quick. Do you think you can? Because people have said that your parents will be like, oh, you'll catch cold. But do you think that's true, or do you think it's bullshit? What do you think?
For cold air, I mean, I think cold air can be a type of respiratory irritant. I think. I'm not like an expert. I'm not an air doctor. I'm not like a throat doctor. I'm not even the throat ghost. I'm not even the freaking throat goat. But yeah, I think there is some credibility to it, but not as much as some would lead it to be.
But in your case,
I sound like fucking shit right now.
It's not the air coming out of it. It's the fucking dog dander and mold in your house.
100%, yeah. But I am moving out in 10 days, and I'm getting a nice head start unpacking. And I guess my one question about that is, now that I'm moving to a new place, especially closer to the metro, and I'll have some more opportunities to maybe get out and about of the house. But as most of you, well, as I've told you before, I'm in grad school, and that's extremely fucking busy. It takes all my energy. and I feel bad about not being able to really involve myself in the community of DC and the area, specifically Pride and things like that. I guess I've been guilting myself a bit about not being able to get out and about, more so than just staying in my room being a hermit and recharging for work. Yeah, so I guess my question is, my advice, like, should I feel guilty that I'm not really getting out and about, or is it fine that I'm just sort of putting more emphasis on the me time when I'm, I guess, not going to be here for hell no.
I mean, how long
I have
are you
I have a
you're
normal
in fucking
mind.
grad school, right? How long are you going to be in grad school for? Not forever, I hope.
No, true. I think under two years at this point. I think a year and a half, hopefully.
I mean, I think school is so much more taxing than job, because school you have to do more when you go home. But in a perfect world, and it's not true of every job, but you'll have a job where it's like, okay, well, at the end of the day, you're fucking done. You know, like you're in the sciences, the natural sciences, right? So I can't imagine they're like, you gotta keep doing experiments at home. You know, you keep they'll stay in the workplace. I gotta imagine.
Yeah, I guess more so, like, there's things that I need to contribute to my project and stuff outside of just the normal 9 to 5. It's weird long hours, and it's the weird thing, because I'm a graduate assistant, is like I don't have just like schoolwork. Well, yeah, I have other parts of my project that falls beyond the field and the lab, and there's just a lot of work, and it's not something that one person can do in 40 hours a week. So it's just it's tiring, and I guess I should find solace in the fact that I'm actually putting myself forward. But I don't know. I guess I have FOMO. I have big time FOMO. Like, oh, what, there's like a cool trans community that I'm missing out on, or something, some unseen opportunity that I kind of guilt myself on. And I don't know.
Well, I know you're sort of a little bit out of the city, right? I won't dox you, though I think you've been public about it, but I know that you're not in the city proper, correct?
No. I'm like 15 miles. I'm like 10 miles north of the White House, like the center of DC.
Well, that's your first mistake.
Yeah,
you gotta get as close to the White House as possible. Number one, you gotta get close to it.
On God, okay,
so you can keep your eyes on what Hunter's doing, and Commander as well. Now that's kind of interesting.
They're so crack, dude.
I know, it's crazy. I can't even believe that shit. It's pretty much the city. Yes, and if you're near the metro, especially. Well, I got a question for you, because if it seems like maybe getting in and like finding the community seems hard, is there any sort of like community on campus that you could maybe is more attainable?
Yes and no. Yes, there's like Pride and stuff like that on campus, but I've talked with some people, and they've told me that like it's 99% undergrads,
right,
and not that many like faculty or staff or other grad students there. And like even though there's like maybe like two years difference, that's a lot.
No,
I mean, in
that.
regards to sociality and just the whole dynamic is fucking weird. I don't know. I just want to talk with adults.
Yeah.
And I don't see those people as like true adults.
And maybe fuck some
most
adults
of the time.
While you're at it.
I don't know. It's weird.
Maybe fuck some adults while you're at it. You know what I mean?
Huh, sir?
Like fuck some adults, like fuck with, but also fuck them, like have sex with them as well. The adults. Yeah.
True. I mean, true. I guess that is also another crux of it. I guess.
Yeah.
Just being alone all the time means I can't smash, but it's cool. I guess I guess I have to take my own advice with Jake. Is that everything happens for a reason? I'm on my own timeline, and that it's okay to be a social late bloomer. I've been a late bloomer all my life. I fucking started talking when I was like 3 years old. So I mean, I guess it can wait a bit more too. I don't know. It's crazy.
I
It's
think
true Bob sexy
particularly
craziness for your face.
I would say of friends I know who have been in grad school, like I think it's a particularly stressful time. Like I literally just came back from my friend's MFA show where he was like, wow, this was such a rewarding experience, except for the last 8 months I haven't done like a single social thing, and I feel crazy about that. So I don't think you're alone in that, and I do think it's always important to remember, even though you feel alone, to remember that it's not like that it is also a part of the circumstances in which you were in and not just the reality of the rest of your life, which I say because I know I have that same problem too, where you're like, well, I'm sick, so I guess I'll be sick forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that makes perfect sense, and how like that time perception can kind of be warped.
Yeah.
If you're in if you're in a very intensive period per se.
Yes. We always want to do the thing
So
that
sorry if I talked into the mic.
We always wanted, like, it's like, well, what is the alternative? You're not, I mean, it seems like you like the degree you're pursuing, correct?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the work I'm doing. I'm finding real purpose in it.
Great.
And I'm already like halfway through the program. So like the issue isn't like really not wanting to be there. I mean, I do want to be there. It's just I want to be social, but all my energy is elsewhere. I'm trying to feel less bad about being not social, but it's sounding like that. It's fine to be not social because that just happens to everybody in grad school if they're busy out there freaking gourd and shit. So,
but on the flip side,
I have a normal brain
out there, and you can find like whatever community you want to be a part of. Like I do think is easier to find than you think always when you're in your 20s, because everybody else wants to make friends too, because maybe they hate all their friends they made in college like I did, and you had to switch them out. Or I didn't say that, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, no, I am in that same boat for sure. There's a lot of not nice people up in far northern Michigan, or that went to college up there. A lot of people that don't like trans people, surprisingly. Very shocking that there's a lot of transphobes in rural northern Michigan.
I thought that was the most accepting place in the entire world, so that is news to me. You're opening my eyes here. I thought rural Michigan, they fucked with every race, creed, color under God's green earth. That's what I was always taught, but I guess I was mistaken.
Hate to break it to tell you, Luke, but there's only really one color they rock with up there.
Yeah, the blue of the Great Lakes.
Kind of problematic.
Blue of the Great Lakes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Well,
blue.
Cassie,
Yeah, that's it.
I truly, I wouldn't worry about it too much. And like also, it's stop feeling sick from your house all the time, and it will be easy for you to socialize, like straight up. You know what I mean?
Extremely true, and I'll get better once I'm out of this place. It'll happen in I guess 5 days, because I'm going home from like July 20th to 30th, and I'm moving out on the 31st. So incredible. I mean, there's less time here than I realized. I have to like fucking drink like 2 pints of NyQuil and Dayquil and Benadryl. Then it'll be normal.
Yeah, and then that will make you feel normal. Exactly right. Well, Cassie, thank you for calling in. We're praying for you over here. And
thank you, Luke. I'm also praying for you to hope you feel less jet lagged and Queen's flu in it. Also praying for my homies in chat. And homie hugs to everybody. And make sure to floss. Make sure to floss at least once a day.
Yeah, I don't do it.
All right. Bye, friends.
Goodbye, Cassie.
Fair.
I don't floss. Boring. I'm of the mind that I have enough space in my teeth naturally that if I brush hard enough, it is the same as flossing, based on nothing other than the fact that I haven't had a cavity since I was 8 years old. Sorry. Cassie, you rock. You rock. Excuse me. All right, we got another call coming in. It's Luke's advice stream. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What are you calling about? Hello? You're on the air.
Oh, shit, is it me?
It's you, man. It's you. It's always been you.
Oh, God. Since the beginning. Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing, fine. I'm trying to figure out how to make a lot of money really fast because I'm got a lot of debt coming my way. I'm about to end my my second grad degree because I'm insane. I have like credit card debt and shit. They're like cutting my hours teaching. I'm seeing gambling in the chat, which sounds great.
Yeah, it's fun.
Sounds really effective, but I don't know. Like I turn 36 next month, and I have like no assets to my name whatsoever.
Yeah.
And academia was probably like the wrong way to go. I'm now really realizing at the end of this third college degree. Yeah. So, man, what the hell do I do? Because it's like,
well, I'm seeing
grim.
first of all a great tip in the chat from Ramen Banks. How much of the student loan debt is national versus private?
Oh, it's all national.
Then stop paying it right now. You don't have to pay that. That's one of the beautiful parts of it. I can tell you, friend of the show, Wyatt Fair has been through it. I've seen him go through it. If it's private, they'll send debt collectors. If it's national, they will not. They will not.
That's reassuring. Yeah, I mean, I'd heard like basically like don't leave school essentially if you're doing like the academic route because you just don't have to technically pay until you finish with certain loan programs. So I'm kind of like reliant on that at this point.
Are you paying your national student loans currently or no?
No.
Okay, good. So that's already off the table.
I couldn't afford that, man.
I know. I mean, and it's bullshit. What are they going to do with the money? What are they going to do? Make Joe Biden president again? I mean, come on, man. Well, what
Yeah,
you
the
got?
chances of that are looking not so great.
I know he's not looking so good. You kind of imagine. I don't think he would have done the Matrix move on the bullet in the same way the other guy did. So, my question to you is, first of all, first I got to know. Okay, well, first, no. First, I'm going to pitch you two things, and you tell me how they sound. Number one, restaurants. You think you got the skills to take up the mantle of waiter or bartender? Because you basically make more money than you can shake a tail feather at for pretty much labor anyone can do that can walk around.
All right.
Yeah.
I've only washed dishes, but that's my prior experience in that field.
Oh. Here's the trick. Lie. Always on when you want to get a restaurant job, this is real. This is legitimate advice. Put a bunch of restaurants, put your friends' numbers, make them in places that it's like too hard for them to check, and just lie. Just lie about a prior experience. You always can lie about prior experience. That's a rule. That's always a rule with that, especially with any job, but especially with those. Bullshit. And you can get a restaurant job, I promise, because there's such high turnover that they will need you more than they not need you. Literally, put your friend's number as the contact, and they'll fucking call them. I mean, there's a chance they'll be psychopaths and like look it up on Google Maps and call the restaurant, but they more want someone that is willing to work than they want someone that is really good at waiting tables. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
I could bite the bullet and do that.
You could.
I mean, so far I'm like, applying to other teaching jobs, but those all pay like real shit compared to the amount of work you do.
Right.
And you take all that work home. I think Cassie was talking about like grad school stuff. It's like if you go into teaching at the college level, it's like you just work at home all the time, which is good on a certain level. But it's like I had a lecture class that I was teaching that had like 80 students in it last semester, and the insane amount of work for that is not worth one class what they pay you for that. It's just not cutting it. I mean, I don't know.
Have you done any standardized test prep tutoring? That's what I used to do. That shit pays insanely well, and it's really fucking easy because the book teaches them everything.
Oh shit, that's a good idea.
There.
Yeah. I mean, I'm putting that on the list, man.
I mean, I'll tell you what.
And like selling plasma. I mean,
so I'll tell you what you did because you took the what's the grad school one, GMAT or whatever? Isn't there like a grad school entrance exam?
Oh yeah. I don't even remember what it's called anymore.
You teach that shit, bro. You could get paid $100 an hour to teach the dumbest kid you've ever met how to just read the fucking book in front of them. I truly, that shit is good as fuck. That shit got me through my 20s, kept me out of restaurants. Teaching kids on the North Shore of Chicago how to take the standardized test, and by that I mean having them do the work in the books while I was playing a Star Wars MOBA on my phone most of the time, and I still did the job well. You'd be doing other work.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah,
I think that
I love
tons
it.
of places like that around here too, big suburban area.
Truly, I mean, that's the key. You get in on high school, and here's the key with it. Here's the key, and this is anyone interested in this. You work at a company for a year, so you got the cred, and then you go solo. You go, this is the thing I didn't do enough. Because if you work for one of the companies, they take a bunch of money, but if you've worked for them, you get to look like you work there for a year, you learn all the shit you need to learn, blah, 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 blah. You probably already know it because you're 36, not me at 22, didn't know fucking shit. But you do it for a year, and then you just can kind of like, you just like put a fucking flyer up in the Panera, and you will get clients. If you're like, I am a teacher, and I will teach your kid, and then they refer it, and then you're making $100 an hour to basically help a kid through a workbook. It's easy, but everyone is so freaked out by these tests that they will pay you any amount of money to make their kid do well.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely had friends that have done that and have only said good things, but I hadn't considered it for myself. Yeah. Sounds pretty good.
Are you looking more for like rich quick schemes than like, I mean, what, or you tell me?
Well, that's what I was going to say is like, I'm hearing lots of good practical suggestions here. I'm not hearing any like great scams.
Okay. Have you done the $20 trick?
Oh, when you're overdrawn, you overdrawn yourself?
No. The $20 trick. So you go up to someone on the street and you say, hey, you have change for a 20? Right? And they go, oh yeah. And then they hand it to you, and then you kind of like throw the $20 at them, so they have to scramble to pick it up. While they're doing that, you put one of their bills away, like one of the 10s away, and pull out a 1, and you'd be like, dude, you only gave me $11. And then they give you another 10.
Oh yeah.
And then you've made $10.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Free money.
Someone did that to me once.
Like practically no work, no.
Really fucked me up. So I was about 16 years old. So you're going to want to do this to a kid. Because I think an adult probably knows this one. But if you're just sort of walking around like the mall or something, you gotta the throwing $20 at someone, the making change scam it's one of the oldest ones. You know?
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I'm seeing crypto rug pull too, which sounds like a great
Crypto's sick.
way for
If you could,
not for investing in, but for ripping people off. I think it's
yes,
great.
you got to get in a Discord
Um,
with people with much severe gambling problems and mental health issues than you have, like I did during the pandemic. And you can learn about coins that are basically absolutely meaningless. Absolutely meaningless. And but if you do them right, you get it in early enough. You could, like me, I made $2,000 off of GameStop. I bought some AirPods with that shit. You know what? The secret is that you never think for a second. No, I don't want you to get rid of that guy. I want to know about the MK12 body armor using ferrofluid, Jake. But thank you. Now, so I think crypto rug pulls are good. I mean, what have you done? Have you sold plasma? Have you fucking have you sold your cum? Have you sold your seed? God gives us so much seed.
well, no one wants that. But I mean,
You're a
Plasma.
smart
I
man. You
downloaded
got a
the app for the
graduate
local place.
degree.
Yeah, but I'm like morbidly obese and balding, and all that shit is
Well, it's
not
lie,
a non-starter for
lie.
some
All you
people.
gotta do, you gotta get on Photoshop, doctor that shit up. Could you get swole?
Man, I'm not sure I can get out of bed some morning, so swole is maybe not in the cards for me.
I think you just start shooting that
But
stuff off. You can do it. Use AI to make a fake OnlyFans model. That's good. And I'll tell you what, that's a great idea. And here's where I go one step further. A really easy way to do it. Foot. You can make the most perfect feet, more perfect than God could create in his own image or her own image. You could make as many feet pictures of the most beautiful, dainty little painted toes you've ever seen in your whole goddamn life. And just start shooting those fuckers off on a million different Instagram forums and OnlyFans forums. And, just wait for one to hit. You remember Lil B, the rapper?
of course, yeah.
What he did on MySpace is
Yeah.
he made a million different MySpaces with all this music, and he just waited for one of them, his personas, to hit. The Lil B one is what hit, and that's what he went with. So you need to do that, but with foot fetish content online.
There we go.
The muddy foot guy.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't do myself. I have a fungal thing, but
Right.
yeah, AI is the way to go.
The muddy foot
Yeah.
girl. The muddy, or like mile high, not club, because mile high heels. Ooh, that's pretty good. Mile high heels, and it's all feet pics on airplanes.
There we go. So we're getting like a kind of a, not just a super niche thing. We're not super niche, but fairly niche, right, with feet, and then giving it like just a little bit more, right?
Yeah, you gotta
a little
have
bit more luxurious.
It's all about carving your niche. Like we can't. The days of grand, far-reaching content are behind us. We can't all be Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? We have to search for our niche and carve it, like in the Shawshank Redemption, carving out with a little spoon out of the back of our cell walls, and the cell walls, of course, being our financial situations. And we go and we go and we go, boom, and there you go.
Now, you said we can't all be Mr. Beast, but I think that's another possible way to make some money. Come to think of it,
make YouTube
becoming
prank
Mr. Beast.
You could do a thing called Reverse Mr. Beast, where you do pranks where you like go up to people in grocery stores and give them money, and then at the last second say "psych" and walk away and put it in your pocket and put that shit on TikTok. But you're gonna want to put it on Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts, because that's where the money is. You don't make a lot of money on TikTok Reels, TikToks.
That's true. Yeah.
Psych.
What about like a Mr. Beast variant, like a Mr. Yeast, and it's all about like bread on some level. Like it's the same stuff, but it all turns back eventually at least at the end, to
I'm
bread.
giving out 100 things. I'm giving out 100 sourdough boules to the next 20 people that can come up to me and hit me in the face so hard I fall over.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, that's it. I'm going to take myself off because I think Chad is turning on me here. But thank you very much, man.
Fuck the chat. All right. See you, caller. Fuck the chat. Get into phone games. Unity is a great engine that produces top-tier games that are easy to produce. Not a bad idea, Han Solo.
Fancy a cuppa?
Thank you so much, Psydoc with a gun. Fancy a cuppa. Get into phone games. Starships were meant to phone games. Can you believe that Mr. Beast didn't name his Feastable Mr. Feasts? Yeah, Mr. Feast sounds bad, though. I think Feastables is a great name, man. Sorry. Because no one's ever thought of it. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. Mr. Feast sounds, it doesn't roll off the tongue. I mean, here, Mr. Feasts, it's the double S. Feastables, Feastables, Feastables. I say that shit and it fucking sticks, dude. It fucking sticks. That is why he makes the goddamn big bucks. Mr. Beast, Mr. Feats. We could all use a little more money. Here's a tip.
Oi!
Thank you, Cassie. Thank you so much for playing Oi 5 times in a row. Here's a tip.
Oi!
And they're coming out a little delayed. Good. Just have a food called the Luke Scran.
Oi!
It's like so much worse that they're coming out like that. You know what I mean? If they were just like, oi, 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 oi.
Oi!
Right. Instead, it's 4 ois over time. All right, we got a call coming in. Hey, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What's going on tonight?
Well, I'm chuffed to bits.
Hi, Luke. It's Robin Burns.
Robin, what's up?
Nothing. I'm hanging out at home. I just made some delicious curry and some rice.
Wow.
I'm chilling. I hope the air conditioner is not audible.
No. Is mine?
No, I don't think so. I didn't hear it at all when I was listening.
Wonderful.
I just wanted to call in and not necessarily say I need some advice, so I do have a question for you.
Please.
I'm just saying money is fake.
Mm-hmm.
Debt is fake. Student loans, credit card bills. The only things you got to pay are like your electricity and your water if you have to pay those things.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, if you don't have the money, you just call them and you're just like, hey, I need a little bit of help or I need a little bit of time. And they're pretty chill because those people make
Cunt.
decent money.
I can say that because I'm British.
They're not trying to argue with you ever.
Yeah,
Medical bills don't hang up on your credit record.
And they want your money. That's the secret. They want it. So if you're like, oh, I'll get it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they want to set up a way where you will give them money, you know? So, like, if you're like, hey,
Yeah.
I need more time or whatever, it's like they're usually going to be pretty chill about it because they want the fucking money. Thank you so much, Not Very Smart, for playing that sound alert. You know what I mean, though?
And then you can get, like, somebody hit me on the highway a few weeks ago, and they just put, like, a negligible dent in my truck, and it's a work truck. I don't really care. It's my truck, but it's for work. Like, it already looks like shit. I've already put a number of dents in it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the estimator didn't want to, like, do the estimate because they assumed that I probably wasn't going to have them fix it. But guess what? I'm going to show up every day and take candy from your candy jar
Yep.
and ask you for that estimate because that's like $2,000 in my pocket.
If you're
for nothing.
if you've got if you're dealing with a thing where it's especially one insurance company talking to another, remember that 90% of the time you're not affecting the other person whose insurance company it is. You are only affecting the insurance company. So get as much money as you fucking can out of them at all times, because it's a racket. Talk about fake.
Yep.
Insurance is fucking fake. Insurance is something that was created
Insurance
within
is so fake.
modernity to trick you. I really do. This is something I truly believe. So anytime you
It's
can get the money
absolutely
back,
true. I worked for an insurance company. Before I was a carpenter, I was an asshole in an insurance company, not calling people. It wasn't health insurance. Please don't hate me. But that's like where I'm from. I am from Connecticut. Hartford, what up? Insurance capital of the world. That was my... That was
Why?
like my familial
why is
job
Hartford,
market.
Why is Hartford the insurance
Because there's nothing else happening there.
Yeah.
But it is where Aetna and Travelers is based. A lot of them are based in Delaware, like Geico is a Delaware company because they have sketchy tax laws.
Sure.
But I don't know. It's just like it's so boring. I can't even finish the sentence. But yeah, insurance is completely fake. They have more money than God, and they will do anything to not give it to you. All you have to do is be annoying. You don't even have to be mean. You just have to be annoying.
That's the secret. If you
and people will give up.
You do kind of have to be polite, but you just have to keep calling over and over, and eventually they'll just not want to have. They just don't want to deal with you anymore because it looks bad on their statistics if there's an unresolved case. Facts and hacks. Here's why I think that Hartford, Connecticut is the center for insurance, and I do think it's because who would find insurance more of an exciting idea than a waspy person from Connecticut who's just like, well, it's actually great. You just pay a little now, and then, well, if something happens and you get taken out of work, actually there's a beautiful safety net that you have been putting money away for, and now you see the benefits from.
There's so much money in that industry, but I will tell you the northern part of Connecticut is not waspy at all. I am from a long line of Irish Catholics that got plopped there when they got off the boat. Mm-hmm. And so, but there's so many waspy people around you that you can Irish Catholic charm your way into business conversations, and it's a scam. Yeah. It's a flim-flam.
You can
and that was like the original one,
and sort of just use that Irish brogue to and to sort of hypnotize them into doing what you want.
Absolutely, you can be like, "Oh, I see that you got a new boat. Shame if something happened to that boat.
Yeah,
what would you do? You know, what happens if you ran into something? I could help you."
Shame if something happened to that, man. You know, you can kind of. That's more British. I can't really do Irish, but you get the point.
Yes. I really can't even do an Irish accent, even though I have Irish family. But my Irish family are dairy farmers, but my grandfather was like a union guy, and it was all flim-flam. It was all not flim-flam in a scammy sense, just like we're charming. Yeah. I get away with it.
Yeah. Right.
That's the deal, you know? And it's full of old, red-faced fat white guys that are, "Hey, Bill, how's it going? How's the wife? Mm-hmm. I saw you out on the course." It's all that kind of shit in there. But it definitely gave me a good business sense, which is something that nobody in construction has.
No.
Which makes me a good management construction person because I know how to, frame things nicely.
My family's in
construction.
Yeah,
so that's my advice. Scam.
I agree with that. And my family's in construction, and if there's one thing I've learned about that industry is it is also kind of people trying to scam each other constantly. That's kind of the fun part of it that they don't really talk
100%.
About. Yep. Doing a job for as little money as possible.
I'm a loser. Well, people want a lot of money, or people always think you're scamming. I'm one of I'm a 5'2" woman. I got big blue eyes, and my whole selling point is that I'm just too much honest.
Right. Well,
I'm a little Pollyanna in that fact.
wouldn't you be really good at scamming then if you're just like you're sort of breaking the mold of like these guys? Like you, I feel like would be better than anyone at scamming in the
I would be if I could lie, Luke, but like I'm a really shitty liar. So like when I say like all of these things are scams, it's like I see them all happening. I'm poor.
Right.
Because I can't cheat. And so there is no benefit to not cheating.
Right. And I would say
You know, like
if I hired you
good person
and you said that to me, you would be very easy. It would be very easy for me to cheat. You could cheat me very easily if you kind of said it to me in that way. You know what I'm saying? Like with that sort of
But then once you figure out that I can't do it, like I just can't. I can't shut my mouth.
Too Catholic. And this is why the Protestants will beat you guys every time. Because the Protestant work ethic allows a certain level of cheating, especially if it's getting one over on some Catholics. Unfortunately, this is that classic. This is the two types of whites in America. This is their classic beef, you know. Unfortunately, it's the
no. You're absolutely right.
The uptightness of the Protestant versus the sort of the churlishness or the you know the charisma of the Catholic, but unfortunately coupled with the guilt of the Catholic as well. So I don't know. I mean, you'll have to maybe I don't know. Maybe you convert to something else. I don't know.
I just like it's in me now, and I'm like such a staunch communist that they're just like, oh, she's always telling the truth, which is cool because sometimes I don't. Like, you have to lie to clients sometimes, and you just be like, that won't work because, like, and most of the time it's because it's ugly and I don't want to do it. But, like, people believe me when it becomes time.
They don't know that it's ugly because they don't understand how it all works.
Well, they lack visualization. And as somebody who has turned thoughts into reality a number of times, I know that what they want to do is ugly and will look stupid. And I don't want to put the pictures in my portfolio.
Right.
I don't want to do it because I don't want to make ugly things. I wouldn't be doing all of this if I was okay with making ugly things. I'd be making a lot more money.
Yeah, but I feel that, I mean, that's sort of the dance of the freelancer is so often you say, they're like, oh, I don't really like it like this. And then you show them something that's 1% different and they go, yeah, because it's really about more so they want to feel like they made a choice rather than it's the correct choice.
Yeah. That's how you work around it and just be like, okay, I see what you're going for. Have you tried this?
Yeah.
And that's always like the move.
So that's a lie, though.
But to not soak up all my time.
I mean, isn't that sort of what you're talking about, though? That's sort of a scam in its own right.
I mean, is it a scam or is it just leading people to the right decision? I mean, that's the gray area, right? Like, when you talk about manipulation is a dirty word, but when I ask you for the thing that I want directly, that is also a manipulation. I am telling you what I need and getting it from you, even if it's willingly, you know, like, so there's always this like kind of half and half mark, but the whole dance of adulthood and any financial stability or lack thereof is that. Like, so when you talk about getting a job at a restaurant, you say just lie. Like, honestly, just lie. What are they going to find out? You can't carry a tray full of drinks?
What's the worst?
Tray.
That is really the key. Is what's the worst that can fucking happen? They can't call the fucking cops on you. Like, who gives a shit? Oh, you're gonna get in trouble. Who cares? You can't really get in trouble as an adult unless the police are involved. That's the real secret of this shit. It's kind of hard to. There's no teacher.
And if you're in like a major city, like the cops probably don't care. I work in this like rich suburb of Seattle a lot of the time. There are kids riding around those like giant fat tire e-bikes, and every single day I'm just like, you know how easy it would be to just boot you off of that and throw that in the back of my truck.
Yeah, it's like, who are they going to believe that a 5'2" woman with big blue eyes?
You gonna find me?
I mean, yeah, there's no
I
way.
drive a white Ranger.
I cover my
There's
and
4
I've got
million.
that shit on the back of my fucking. I got that shit on my license plate where if you take a picture of it, it doesn't show up. So fuck you.
Our sticker actually says ACAB, but you think from far away it looks like I give money to the fraternal order of the police assholes.
That's
or
right.
whatever.
It's that old trickaroo. Well, Robin Banks, thank you for offering your insight. I do appreciate it. And I hope you learned. I hope we all learned to lie a little more. Take care. Take care. Yo, why she sound like underwater at the end? Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Not even a show. Chris, you called earlier, but the phone was all fucked up. Here we are. It's Tuesday, so we're taking phone calls, and we're giving advice. You're saying to yourself, what does this guy know? Not fucking much. Not so much. Oh, wow. And another raid right after it. Welcome in Everything Now show. It's Tuesday. The two shows have raided. Welcome in, everyone. It's nice to be back. I was in England, and now I'm back in the beautiful United States, taking calls, giving advice. You say, who is this guy to give advice? Well, I'm 31 years old. I live mostly in this garage, and I got a lot to say. Okay? All right? Welcome, Butt P-Man. And Butt P-Man, don't think I didn't miss your comment earlier where you called my joke a late-night ass joke about the Dave & Buster tickets. Okay? Don't think I didn't see that shit. Motherfucker. God damn it. It was. No, it was. You really got my ass. I literally saw that, and then I was dead, so I couldn't respond. I was like, oh. If you want to know how to get black mold out of a garage because you learn what black mold is in real time, brother, this is the place for you. This is the place for you. But truly, you can call in with anything. We'll kind of hash it out. Whatever happened to the days where you could just go down to the pub and hash it out? This is what I learned at That's what I learned in England. You go down with your mates. This is Scottish now, but I'm going to keep it going. You go down with your mates and you have a pint and you hash it out. We're hashing it out. That's what this is. That's what we really should say. It's not even advice. It's hashing it out. Hashing it out with Luke Taylor. And I'm not talking about smoking that hash like John Lennon did. And it's what got him killed is he smoked all that hash and someone shot him for it. No, I'm talking about discussing things. Having a nice time. Ugh, okay. We got a call coming in. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What are you calling about?
Hey, my name is Chris. I live in Vancouver, and I was on before, but there was an issue, so I'm calling back.
Chris, it's great to have you back. It seems like we've solved the issues. So it's great to have you on.
What was the issue? If I could know what were we dealing with? Was it latency issues, or what are we talking about?
You know, it wasn't latency exactly. It was that I had turned.
But it wasn't totally not latency. I bet it wasn't totally not latency. Latency is always it always has a sort of a key role, I think.
Well, I don't want to disagree with you, but I have to. I see your point and I hear where you're coming from. But in fact, in this instance, it was not latency whatsoever.
I just want to clarify in the chat. I see DVD Bones says is a classic single guy. I am not a single guy. I want to clarify that, and that's actually what I'm calling in for is some advice in regards to my family, which I have.
Okay.
I have a family, and so my question for you is: do you have any children? First off,
no, I have no children, but I like to think that I'd be a really good dad. To be honest with you,
Now, what makes you think? Because I'm going to say this. This is interesting to me because I have just become a dad.
Okay.
And I have a 4-month-old son, first time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm interested. So I sort of know at least what would make you a good dad initially. And I'm curious, why do you think you'd be a good dad?
Well, and I'll answer your question, but I just want to be clear when I'm saying I'll be a good dad. I'm not talking. I mean, your son is probably. I mean, I got to imagine is kind of just pissing and pooping himself, right? He's not really doing much more than that. So
No. He's actually pretty advanced, to be honest. He's pretty big. He's actually gigantic.
Okay.
Can I be honest? He's fucking massive. Well, he's one of the biggest kids.
Well, the kid can be big, but the brain can still be very small, right? I mean, this
kid is very advanced. So what you're saying is that basically you're talking about like how you're going to interact with the child and sort of impart wisdom on the child, and that hasn't happened yet. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying
that is true. That is.
It's like it's not. I mean, I think there's a form of Christianity where you say almost the kid doesn't have a soul yet, and I don't think I agree with that. But like certainly the kid, like, he's not. I mean, he's not going to remember much from this time, right? I mean,
yeah, I wouldn't. I would hesitate to call my child soulless.
Right. Well, I do.
People
would say that. Some people would say. I wouldn't say the baby. I wouldn't say it's soulless, but I would say that it errs towards the side. I mean, let's put it this way. I think that probably the animals in my house have a better idea of like who I am and where they are in the world than your 4-month-old son, right?
Okay, hang on a second. How old? Well, what type of animals do you have?
A dog, 2 cats, all fully matured. I mean, it kind of feels like 1-to-1.
Fully matured. You don't need to break that. We're talking about my kid, and he throws that in there. Fully matured, like such a confrontational statement. When we're talking about my baby, like, I've got these fully.
As our society is deemed it, so your kid couldn't be farther from 18 if they tried. So if they were the day they were born.
I have a dog and a cat. I have a dog and a cat as well. I will say I have an Aussie Doodle, a large Aussie Doodle, and then I have a tabby cat.
Smart dog. Doodle is smart.
Very smart dog, incredibly smart dog. But I would say I swear to God, the baby is very aware of me. I'm like the only person he is aware of because he still thinks he's like part of, my partner, his mother. And so when I like show up, he goes, wow, it's a great feeling. Cause he just sees my face and he lights up. It's the most incredible. I don't have to do anything at all,
I mean, doesn't the dog do that as well when you come home after a hard day of work?
I mean, yeah, that's true. The dog does that as well,
right?
And yeah, the dog is okay. Yeah, I'm seeing the dog could be, but let's get back to why you think you'd be a good dad. I'm interested in that.
All right. I don't know. I think I just have I think I have a warm aura. It's hard to put.
I agree. I agree with you on that. That you seem. I think one of the key things is to just be like nice. If you're nice and you have kind of a nice disposition, that is like a key to being a good dad. So I would agree with you there.
And I wouldn't hit the kids, I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, you say that. I'm joking.
Yeah.
That's a joke entirely. I'm not.
I wouldn't even make that joke,
Yeah. Well, I can make it though. Do you know what I mean? Because wait a second, no. I can make that joke because I actually have a kid that I could.
I could make that joke because I don't have a kid. I think
that's more accurate to say you can make the joke.
Right.
Yeah,
you shouldn't make that joke ever, probably from now on. Probably for the rest of your life.
I'm never good, and I have issues with making jokes. Like I made these 9/11, that I guess you could say a series of 9/11 jokes that have been really following me around for the past couple of years.
With the kid? About the kid?
No, this is unrelated. It's just jokes that have gotten me in trouble.
Right. And that's
probably shouldn't publish the VOD. Maybe
I don't think that makes you a bad
VOD,
dad.
Maybe.
You know that those 9/11 jokes don't make you a bad dad, right?
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, no, I know. I appreciate that. I think I will say this. I do think I was very concerned. It's very scary. I'm very like irresponsible in a lot of ways, and I was very scared. But I do think I'm doing a pretty good job in a lot of ways.
Okay.
You know, my partner, she's able to go work out regularly, and so I take like full ownership over for hours a day. You know, where it's just me and the boy, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Let's give it up for me in the chat for Good Dad Chris, please. Give it up for Good Dad Chris in the chat.
Can I give you one piece of advice though? Just one piece of parental advice?
Please.
Stop referring to him as the boy and start using his name.
But I don't want everyone to know his name.
Right. Well, I guess just privately.
Don't be privately. I call him by his name when I'm describing him. I'm just not really. Yeah, people know his name in the chat. Some people I talk about him, but I don't like publish photos of him online except for my close friends on Instagram, and I don't really want to like sort of publicize his whole thing, you know. So that's the reason why. But
can I ask you a question? Because I always find that interesting. People do stuff like they blur out their child's faces online. I mean, what the fuck is gonna happen?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a fucking baby. What are they gonna? Do you think someone's gonna be like, now if I see that baby, I'm gonna fucking take it? You know? I mean, I'm curious. I really don't know.
No, it's definitely not what I think at all. The reason is just because I just don't think it's up to me really to like, I have like not a huge audience, but like an audience of people that you know, watch my stuff online or whatever. And there's certain parts of my life that I want to keep private from them and have for myself. And it's also, it's just, especially as it gets a little bit older, you know, that I just don't think it's up to me to be broadcasting out to all these strangers all of his moments and movements in life. I don't think anything bad is going to happen if I post this photo. And I do, you know, my partner posted on her Instagram, and so some people follow her. It's not like a secret,
You ever see the thing where people do the dog Instagram accounts, and then it's kind of like the captions are in the voice of the dog?
Oh yeah, that's very cool. Well, I do have my fur babies account, and you know I love my fur babies almost as much as my real babies. But if you do follow me on Instagram, everyone, I'd love to get a couple extra follows. I'm a social media maven, maverick kind of guy.
Right.
Chris James Comedy.
Hold on. We'll do the plugs at the end. But in the meantime, now have you ever thought about maybe for your son, sort of a kind of an Instagram account, and then it's sort of from his point of view, and he's like, took a big poopy today after I screamed at Bluey for not solving the mystery quick enough or something like that.
Now the question is, to be clear, have I ever thought of doing that?
Yeah, have you ever consider it, I guess. Have you ever considered, because you said you didn't maybe want him on your account, and I get that, you know the kid has no clout, and you don't want him kind of bringing down your brand, but maybe you could you get them started with their brand young, then by the time they're older and they're having it, the brand is already them for them to work off of. They don't have to start from scratch.
So the question is, have I ever considered sort of doing the opposite and trying to broadcast everything about my child out there? I mean, I guess the answer is no. But I
wouldn't be broadcasting it. The child would be. At least for the viewers of the account, that's how it would appear.
Wait, hang on a second. Some people in the chat, I guess, are getting a little bit mad at me talking about my fur babies. KS Commie, do you have an issue with my fur babies? I'm really sorry, but I love my fur babies, and to me, they're as lovable as my real babies. And if you can't handle that, then I'm sorry. Then I guess I'm just a little bit too hardcore for you. Me and my fur babies.
That's right. I couldn't agree more. Because like we said at the beginning, the dog and the baby have the same amount of awareness, so it's really the same. If you don't look at them the same, is where it would get weird.
Well, the truth of it was, before I had my real baby, I would sort of like, my fur baby was so important to me, and I loved it so much, and everybody would say, oh, it's not the same, and it's like, well, I've now had a real baby, and I can tell you, a fur baby is absolutely valid, and shout out to everyone and don't let anyone ever tell you that your fur baby is not 100% valid. Thank you. I actually have to go take care of my baby now. Bye.
Bye. Another thing about that too is you can't let the baby out in the yard. It wouldn't know how to. You let the dog, even the cats now out in the yard. They're gonna go. But if you let the baby out in the yard, it'll probably just crawl around and cry. Thank you, Chris, for calling in. Chris, everybody. Not even a show. Thank you so much. We didn't get those plugs. Good, we got them. Chris had no answers. Chris did not. And to be frank, he didn't really like. He didn't necessarily discredit what I was saying. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing about that call that made you go, yeah, a baby has more of a soul than a doggy, you know? Because to me, it's the same amount. Kids got to hit maybe like preschool age. They say a dog is as smart as a 7-year-old. You know what I mean? Hashtag the way I see it. Hold on, I gotta go get my computer charger because that's how I answer the calls. So I'll be right back. A couple more calls here. We'll take a couple more calls here. And then, well, we'll see what happens. Give me one sec. Hey, everybody. We got some calls on the line. Well, I think we might just take those. If we are careful. Huh? What does that mean? All right, here we go. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? And what are you calling about?
Hi, I'm Total Geek the First, and I put budgeting as the broad
Budgeting.
pocket for my call-in.
Budgeting.
Yeah,
That
I
old
am.
bastard.
Yeah, it turns out it is more difficult than it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like you just like, well, money goes in, money goes out, make
Nope.
sure they're about the same amount. Yeah, it turns out.
Here's what I'll tell you. This is going to be sort of an exploration for the both of us because I don't fucking know how to do it either. I really don't. You know what I think it is? Here's what I think you need to do. Here's the thing is you're always losing more than you think if you don't take meticulous notes. You got to be itemizing. I imagine. Again, I don't know. I don't know how to budget. And that's the most important thing of this conversation, Total Geek the First, is to be honest with each other in our ignorance. And from there, we can move forward. Do you agree?
I totally agree, and I also would say that I don't know much about budgeting at all. Seems like the only thing that has really been good is kind of exactly what you said, that like I think nobody's brain is big enough to keep track of how money is spent nowadays, right? Like with the card and just the random numbers and like just things, right? It's like the money just disappears, and it's not that it disappears, it's just that nobody like knows enough to keep track of it all in their head. And so that's my theory, is that the only way to do it is to just keep good notes and write things down and follow the numbers in a way that you can actually like pay attention to them, instead of being like, oh yeah, I spent this much yesterday and this much today, and that's about right. And
I wish I was sponsored by Mint Mobile, because I think what we're describing is what Mint Mobile does, but I'm not, so we're not going to talk about that. But if I was, this is where we could plug Mint Mobile really easily, because I think that's the point of that service. I could tell you that my problem is that I buy impulse buys of video games and One Piece cards. Do you have any advice, Total Geek the First, how the fuck I stopped doing that?
I don't necessarily have any advice. I suspect that we are both in a similar place where we both sort of know what we need to do, but also it is helpful to have someone else say it. Like, it took me a really long time to realize that it's okay to go to therapy when you're like, I know that the therapist is just going to tell me that like you'll feel better if you get good sleep and take care of yourself. But it's kind of helpful to have the therapist tell me that instead of have it just
I
in my
agree
brain.
with that totally, because it's like a reminder. Because I think a lot of life's foibles are forgetting the lessons you already know over and over until you remember, and then you go, oh yeah, I feel better when I do this stuff, not worse. You know?
Yeah. No, that's basically where I'm at about, I think, a lot of things. Like not everything in my life, but the great majority of kind of things that annoy me about like the setup that I have and stuff like that. It's like I know how to solve the problem.
Right.
I just kind of don't really want to if nobody tells me to.
Right.
So,
Well,
I don't know if that's super helpful to anybody, but
mommy and daddy aren't there anymore. The only mother and father we have is the state, and we live in a country where, thank God, they keep that as far away from us as possible. So it's up to us individual capitalists, to take on. I think I'm getting dumber because I'm lying down, because I really thought I had something there that I was going to go off on, and then I like totally lost it, and I do think it's because I'm lying down. So I am gonna sit back up. Yeah,
all the blood goes into your head, and the oxygenation is really bad for your brain. Sure.
I mean, it really I kind of was. If you're tired, lay down, or don't sit up. Sit up, son. You got school in the morning.
Yeah, I think that's one of like the worst things that I learned in college, was just the like, if you're tired but you need to stay awake, there's ways to do it. And it's like, oh, well, there goes my sleep schedule.
It's right. Don't do that. Now, I have a question. What kind of dumb shit are you spending money on? What kind of stupid ass shit? What's the dumbest shit you
Um,
regularly spend money on?
Oh, it's unpainted and unassembled Warhammer figures for sure.
God, that's an awful one because they're so fucking expensive.
They're so expensive and they look so beautiful when they're like assembled and painted that when I see a picture, I'm like, oh, these are going to be incredible. But I'm a very bad painter. Like my hands are really unsteady. And so I try to paint them and then I get demoralized because I'm not a good painter. And so then they just sort of sit there accumulating dust. And then
Buy
I'm
them
like,
already
oh, well.
fucking painted then. Don't do it. But you could buy them. Look, if you want, listen, and I mean this with the most love in the world because I fucking love little Kugas and figurines more than most fucking adult men should. Certainly, I'm 3 steps away from being a weird Funko Pop guy as it is. Buy them fucking painted because you don't want to do that shit, or get into Gunpla where they already look nice when you put them together. But you can't if you're
But I
not
don't-
if you
I don't
painted
feel
these
like
Warhammer and they look like shit,
fully-
you got to stop painting them because they're too expensive, and I mean that.
No, that's a good. I think what I really got to do is just get over being bad for a while so that I'll keep painting them and get better, right? Like
No,
everybody starts off good.
no, that's not the answer. And you know why that's not the answer? Because each one of those little fucking figurines costs $80 fucking. So no, that's not the answer. Is not get better at it. It's to not do it at all.
But it's my dream, Luke.
Your dream is to get better at painting Warhammer, and so your way of achieving
They're
that
so
dream is to
pretty.
keep buying Warhammer.
They're so pretty.
The caller is not right. The caller is not right. No, stop buying fucking Warhammer. Because how long have you been buying Warhammer? Be honest.
Like 2 years, maybe.
2 years. Do you feel like you're better at
Yeah.
all? Do you earnestly, do you feel like you're better at all?
No, I'm definitely better. I'm just not good. Is the problem?
2 years is plenty of time to get good at something, or at least adequate. And if you're not adequate at it now,
Well, that's
maybe
what I'm
it's
saying
not
is
for
I
you.
need you to tell me. I need you to tell me go paint instead of just thinking about
No,
painting. So that I will
don't
actually do
go.
that.
Then go paint a fucking flowers. Go to the fucking art store. Fucking 3D print the
I don't
Warhammers
wanna
and
paint
paint those. Stop buying fucking Warhammer. They're too expensive.
They are too expensive.
But you can
It's
paint.
wild how
You
expensive.
can paint. Don't fucking paint Warhammers if you're not good at it. You're an adult, right?
Yeah. No, I'm.
You're not
28.
going to get that good at it if you haven't been doing it since you were 10 years old. And that's fine. It's called a hobby. But have a cheaper hobby. Fuck.
I also read a lot. Is that
That's
an
great.
acceptable hobby?
That's awesome. Books are awesome. Books are cheap. Most of the times they're goddamn free. Here's what I'll tell you something. I might collect fucking One Piece cards, but I'm good at the fucking game, at least. That's the one thing that I can say, as I'm good at the game.
Well, that's kind of separate, right? Because you could be good at playing Warhammer without being good at painting them, right?
Are you playing Warhammer, or are you just painting them?
A little bit.
No,
not
is
much.
the answer.
That's
You're
the
just
other problem.
painting
So
them.
you got. I also need you as a therapist to tell me to like get out of my shell and go engage with the outside world more.
First of all, I'm not your therapist. What I am is a guy telling you to stop spending so much fucking money on Warhammer. As a guy, listen, as someone who has fucking dumb ass hobbies that cost too much fucking money, seriously, it's one to another. You quit war. If you're not good at painting Warhammers already and it's been 2 years, switch to Gunpla, switch to model kits, switch to anything else. But Warhammers, I mean, I went to the store with Jesse the other week. It's $80 fucking for a fucking Land Cruiser or whatever. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Welcome in, Raiders.
Is it okay to do like historical miniatures that aren't from Games Workshop so they're cheaper?
Sure. Yes. Exactly. I'm
Okay.
not saying you have to
I'm
be
gonna do
exceptional
that.
in
I'm gonna
painting.
become a
I'm saying
historical
you
guy.
have to be I'm saying that if after 2 years you're not that good at painting Warhammer, paint fucking something else. Seriously, it's too expensive. It's bullshit. It's a scam.
Okay.
And all of this is scams, but there's cheaper ones that you can waste your money on than fucking Warhammer.
No, that's a good point. I do actually don't do that much of actual Warhammer stuff. I mostly do like, let's see, what do I have going? Oh, there's a cool game called Saga that's cool partly because you only use like a couple figures and there's like a whole kind of board game element. So I've been enjoying that, and that's not Warhammer.
Are you playing the game regularly?
Yeah. Well, when I can convince people to play.
Okay.
It's, you know.
How much are the figures?
I don't know. They're definitely cheaper. A lot of them are metal. So it's kind of been interesting trying out those and seeing, like, you know, it paints a little bit differently.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, it's different than the plastic, and they kind of have like a chunky feel to them that's pretty cool.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah. No, it's fun. I honestly believe that I really am at the place where I have gotten better, but I still don't feel good at it. And that if I can get to the point where I'm like, I'm good enough to paint and not have it like depress me, then I will be like, oh, well, I'll keep doing more and therefore get better.
And then in the meantime,
people
you're
are
going to be
talking
spending
about
$200
long
fucking
pauses.
dollars. Hold on. And in the meantime, you're going to be spending $200 fucking dollars on a bunch of Necron figurines that you're going to paint and they're going to look like shit, right?
Well, you can isn't the part of the point that you can repaint them once you learn how to get better?
Have you done that? Even one time?
No, because I haven't painted enough figures.
That's right. You haven't done even one time.
Once I get better, I could do it.
But that's the whole thing is, we're going to repaint them. No, because you want to buy more figurines and paint those, obviously, because that's what I would do. If I was you and I was buying these, I would never repaint them. I would just keep buying more fucking figurines. You know how I know? Because that's what I do with fucking One Piece cards.
I really enjoyed the One Piece card opening stream.
Yeah, it was great.
It was fun when you opened up card packs. I didn't know anything about I don't watch One Piece or read One Piece or anything.
Yeah.
But it was fun to see. It's always fun to see people open up card packs.
It's nice to see people, and then you get a little content on the side. Look, Total Geek the First. We both have budgeting issues. You gotta stop buying Warhammer. Okay, that's the last thing I'm gonna say to you. Fine, the Saga thing, that seems fun. It seems like there's more of a social element, which is always good with this stupid bullshit. But maybe take a break and print some other stuff. 3D models you can download and print with 3D printer that look legally distinct enough. That's right. Or just you could find 3D models of games where I'm sure you can find Games Workshop shit online. Print those out. Practice. Get in the zone with it, and then go back. But I don't want Total Geek the First. I don't want to hear you in a month saying you bought even more Tau, and you fuck those up too. Okay.
I could just not call in and not tell you, right?
Well, but then it'll weigh heavy on your soul, won't it?
That's very true. And because I'm not a baby, I do have a soul, so I will not buy any Warhammer figures for at least like a month and a half.
There you go. Take a break. See where you come back for it. Thank you, Total Geek the First, for calling in. Take care. I'm serious, bro. I am. Games Workshop is a fucking scam. And listen, you meet people in your life that are good at painting those. If you're not, don't paint them. That's why I do Gunpla, because I can't paint. So and I don't get the master grades. I get the real grades. $20 to $30. That's about 8 to 10 hours of fun on a Sunday afternoon. Well, too bad. Yeah, this is the marketplace of ideas. If you disagree, that's fine. The guys who are still good at painting them are still getting scammed. Yeah, but at least they have something they can put in their house. You can paint the Gunplas too, yes, but I do not. All right, we got a call coming in. Thank you, Blarnia. Gunpla's great. And thank you, Raiders, by the way. Pat, I hope that was a nice...
Hello?
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What are you calling about?
My name's Kayla.
Hello, Kayla. How are you?
I've just I want to ask you for some hope because I've just been feeling a little paranoid lately. At night.
Yeah.
I've always felt like I've been being watched. I was wondering if you had any advice on that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Is that
Would you have any advice about being paranoid?
advice about being paranoid? Well, Kayla, I'm glad you called. This is getting dangerously close into the time where I need to say I am just a balding 31-year-old man on the internet, and I'm going and I have to tell you that
Okay.
so that's what I'm going to say to you first of all. But I'm down to talk it out with you a little bit if you'd like.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you need to end the show soon, or is that?
Oh, we're chilling. What's making you feel paranoid?
It's just I've always had this thing where I feel like I've been being watched sometimes. It creeps me out and messes up my sleep.
Just a general feeling, just like in general, or like at night, or just kind of throughout your life?
Mainly at night.
Mainly at night. You said?
Mhm.
Okay. Has this been going on for a really long time, or is it sort of a newer thing?
A while now. I usually have people over. Yeah, I have someone over with me right now, but it's still pretty strong.
But it's been kind of, and so you've got people over with you now, but it's still pretty strong. Well, I would say, Kayla, have you talked to anyone else about this?
Yeah, they kind of just usually be like you're in your head, which that's probably what it is.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I think if it's something that you feel deeply, I don't think that it is maybe just something in your head, in terms of like, it might be something more deep-seated going on. Do I think you're being watched right now? Probably not, frankly. Statistics say it is.
Yeah, it's weird.
Uh-huh.
It's just weird though because on I usually be able on the wind, but sometimes I feel like I hear like just a tap at the window. But I was blaming it on the wind, but it just makes it all worse.
And I think definitely too, if you're already in that state and you hear something like that, it can like just sort of exacerbate the problem, and it's so hard to like then differentiate like what is the paranoia. Like I think what's so scary about paranoia is it makes the line between reality and what's in your head so blurred, right? So, I do think it is something that is, and I don't say this in a way to in any way like, please don't take this as me saying like, stop talking to me about this, because I'd love to talk to you about this. But I do think this is one of those things that this is one of those times where talking to a mental health professional rather than just a friend can be really helpful, only because they'll have more insight into it. You know what I mean? Because if you say a problem to a friend and they're just like, they might try and be helpful and be like, oh, okay, well, you're probably just in your head about it and it's coming from a good place. But if there's something going on and there's something else going on, it can be really, I would say, if anything, gratifying isn't the right word, but justifying or like ratifying to hear that. So you're like, oh, okay, there's a reason I'm feeling this way, and now someone who's been to way more school than I did can kind of tell me why that is. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I could tell you, as someone who's been to his fair share of mental health professionals over the year, is that they help. They help. And have you seen any mental health professionals before in your life?
No, I have not.
You have not. Well, I'll tell you what. As someone as someone who desperately needed it, but it took me until I was about 25 years to go see it, I'd say my only regret is that I didn't do it earlier. Because it's, it's one of those things where they're literally there to help you, you know? And all Borean fan makes the good point. If cost is an issue, there are always places that are either sliding scale or downright free. So truly, and you're going to see it all in the chat as well. There's just certain things and certain problems you have that are literally are way easier to talk about with a therapist, even than the people you trust and love the most, because sometimes the people that trust and love you the most just want you to feel better. You know what I mean? So they might say something like, oh, like it's just in your head, but it's coming from a good place, you know, where a mental health professional is kind of more of a blank slate that will kind of take in take in what you're saying without the added sort of, want for you to feel okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really, I can't recommend it enough. I mean, I've had a lot of wonderful therapists over the years that have certainly made my life so much infinitely better and have given me so much infinitely more tools to deal with the things that have ailed me. It's hard to, it's crazy to imagine a part of my life where I didn't have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. How you feeling?
Definitely a lot better. You know, my friends here and stuff.
Good.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah. And if you have someone in your life, like any sort of like parental figure that can help you find someone, that's great. But listen, you can find professional help online. And surplus value theory makes the great point, which is something I've lived through. You may not have a great match with your first therapist, but you just will find a good therapist. Like, I promise that will happen, or someone that will help you. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah?
Is
Is there anything else you want to
I'll
talk
probably
about,
try
Kayla?
to find one. No, probably not. You were very helpful. I'll probably try to look for one tomorrow.
I'm glad to hear it. And call back anytime, truly. If you ever just want to shoot the shit or talk about whatever. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Take care, Kayla. Bye.
Take care.
With love to Kayla, folks. With love to Kayla. So much love to Kayla. It's so hard, man. I mean, I think, I don't know. We should get a channel in the Discord with resources and stuff. That would be good. That would be good. Maybe a mod can make that. It's tough, man. I don't know, as someone that so desperately needed therapy, but then just through childhood and just like the environment I was brought up in, didn't think it was really like an option or that I didn't need it. It's hard, bro. It's hard. There's a lot of parts of our society that associate getting mental health help with there's something wrong with me, when it's just I don't know. It's one of the beautiful parts of the modern age is that there's like actual people that can help you with that instead of just talking to a weird ass priest or whatever the fuck you did in the 1800s or before that, or just bottle it up and keep milking the damn cow and hope that it gets better. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. All right. Kayla, we're sending all our love to you, and I really appreciate you calling in. All right. Let's take another call. Let's take another call. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What are you calling about?
Hi, Luke. This is Nick from Cleveland. I am calling for some advice. I need advice.
What's up?
You think I should get a new gaming PC?
Well, what are you rocking in the old one? Give me the stats. Give me the parts.
So my old one's like 6 years old by now. Built it back then. 1070 Ti, i5 like 8th gen. Nothing that special.
Mm-hmm. Well, have you put new parts in it?
I replaced or I put another S2 SSD in it, and that's fine because I use this thing for my Plex server as well, which is really the problem. It's kind of doing double duty with the older equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I can still play games. I just turn the settings down. So I don't know.
I mean,
Tough.
I'll tell you what. Definitely can't. You know, it feels like you could throw in another fucking. You could throw in a nicer graphics card in there for pretty cheap. I mean, a 1070 Ti. That's like pretty fucking old at this point.
Yeah, you're right. I'll have to find one that's compatible with the motherboard, but that could be a good halfway upgrade.
And wait, sorry, one sec. For some reason, your audio is really loud, and I don't know why. Because I've got it coming out twice, and no one even frickin' told me. The hecking doggos. That's crazy. No one even fucking said anything. Yeah, graphics cards are kind of expensive because everybody. You know why graphics cards are expensive? Do you want to know why?
Hit me.
It's because, partly, when the Ukraine war started, that a lot of Russian companies and gamers, yes, Bitcoin and stuff, that's part of it, but also NVIDIA had a huge thing where a ton of Russian people were just buying because they were worried the fuck was that? Hold on. Weird, man. Hearing a knock at the goddamn
I gotta hear where
thing.
this is going.
Anyway, sounds like a bird hit the damn wall. It's because that people in Russia were buying a bunch of NVIDIA cards because they worried they wouldn't be able to get them once the sanctions went in. So NVIDIA is like 2 years behind on some orders. I think that's pretty interesting.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard that.
Yeah. But I do think that you could probably put a nicer graphics card in that fucker, especially if what you're trying to do is game better.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a lot easier than a whole nother build. But the build is kind of fun, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's built. Look, building. Here's what I'll say: as someone who has a 2 PC setup for a stream, being able to offload, being able to freaking offload the damn the be able to split the focus to split it and the thing. You know what I mean? Like it's that there is something
You
there.
just have to get it. You have the dedicated gaming rig. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
That's it, dude. Do you have the disposable income to make another gaming rig right now?
I'd probably.
Then yeah, fucking do it. What greater joy is there
right.
for someone who likes to go on the computer a lot than to make a better computer to go on?
Nice fresh rig, yeah. All right. I'm swinging the other way now. Maybe I'll just do the whole new thing.
Just fucking do it. But keep your old one and
It's
run your
also my
Plex server
birthday
on.
next month.
Just
That's
keep
a good excuse.
keep the old one and just run the Plex server on it.
Right, yeah. Well, it would offload it, and my games would stop chugging when Jeopardy's recording.
Exactly. Now people are saying, "Oh, Luke, this is bullshit because you said don't spend money on Warhammer. Don't spend money on Warhammer." But this guy's running a fucking Plex server.
Yeah.
So in the equivalent, he's fucking good at using the computer. Where Total Geek the First wasn't good at doing the Warhammers. And that's the extreme difference here.
Luke, I thought those were some hard truths you were telling the Warhammer guy, but
I'm not.
with you there.
I only repeated back to what he said. He said I'm not good at them. I didn't say that. He said I'm not really good at these. Right? You remember that, right, caller?
That's right. I do remember.
Yep. That's right. So I take
All
what
right.
you lay
Thank
down
you
and
for
I
the
pick it
advice,
up.
Luke.
I pick it up and I give it back
That's
to you.
right. You tell him.
So make the gaming PC of your dreams, and let me on the Plex server if you've got anything good that I would want to download from there.
Yeah, I got a ton of stuff. It's good. I got fiber internet now, so it's easy to keep those uploads.
I need a Plex invite, dude. I don't have shit. All right, buy your gaming PC so you can play when some awesome new AAA titles come out this year, you aren't caught with your pants down. Okay?
All right, we'll do.
Yep.
Thank you for the advice.
See, you thought, oh, Luke's going to say don't buy anything. Well, no, not quite right. Buying things is one of the most amazing things you can do. It makes you feel good. And if you can do it in a reasonable, cost-effective, non-destructive way, it's okay to buy stuff. It's okay to buy stuff. Yeah. Total Geek the First. I bet you're great at it. I bet you're great at it. I bet you're great. Mountain Warblade, Warband. Exactly. That's a good use. That's a good use. Warhammer is bullshit. All right, here we go. One more call. One more call. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What are you calling about?
Hey, Luke, what's up? It's Brendan, a.k.a. Methanol Cereal in the chat. I think we've talked a couple times before.
I believe so. I believe so, Methanol Cereal. How are you this evening?
Not too bad. Yourself?
You know, I can't complain. I'm sitting in my beautiful garage thinking about the wonders of the world. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah, good to hear. And you're talking to all of us weirdos and freaks.
That's
which
right.
I appreciate. Don't get me wrong. I say that weirdos and freaks in like a loving way because I am one of them.
I feel like I'm one of, you know, that's why, to not harp on the Warhammer thing too much, that's why I spoke with such confidence about that, because I know I'm the type of weirdo freak to spend a bunch of money on something like Warhammer. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So actually, I do have a quick question for you before I go into my thing.
Please.
Not that I have a prepared bit, but like my topic. What was the last thing you spent like way too much money on?
I spent $100 on 10 one-piece cards and a play mat when I was in Britain. It's each one of the Straw Hat crew, but they're kind of done like Hokusai style, like 1700s, like Japanese printing art.
Oh wow, dude! Actually, funny you mention that because I saw a bunch of. When I lived in Boston like 10 years ago, there was a Hokusai exhibit at the MFA in Boston. And the weird thing about all of his prints is that they're way smaller than you think they are.
I've seen the Waves one, and I know that. Yeah, because they're wood prints. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. 'Cause they had a bunch of the Wave ones. Like, they had a bunch of different iterations of the Wave and a bunch of other shit, too, obviously. But
Yeah. And
Damn.
people are saying I've given him all the ammo I needed, and I think there's to don't eat the first. I think there's one really sort of. And Melton the Man, thank you also. Welcome back, 12 months. I can't believe it's been a year already, and I'm so glad I've taught you how to buy things. I would say there's one pretty crucial difference between what Total Geek the First did and what I did. Now, Methanol Cereal, do you think you could figure out what that crucial difference is based on the info you've been given tonight?
You're good at playing one-piece card games?
That's part of it, but not exactly right. The one-piece cards already fucking look cool. They already look cool in my binder. I pick up the binder, I look at the fucking cards, and I go, that's nice. I like looking at those. I close it, I put it away. What is Total Geek the First? He looks at his fucking shelf of half-painted fucking Space Marines and goes, I wish these looked a little less like shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put my tongue on your whole thing with that because I kind of agreed with you on everything, but I don't really want to get the chat mad at me.
Okay, that's fair. You can stay mad at me. Much like many great figures throughout history, it is often those who speak the most truth that are lambasted for it. Now, Methanol Cereal, what did you call in about?
Well, I got 2 or 3 real quick things. The one thing I want to say real quick to Kayla, the young person that called in earlier, hearts up. The one thing I want to say with regard to therapy, and this might get me hate in the chat, Luke, you said it's not that there's something wrong with you. I would disagree because I've gone to therapy for basically since I'm a little bit older than you, and since I was like 15. It made me realize there was something wrong with me.
Yeah.
And it helped me correct what was wrong with me. So your wording was a little off, but it's just something that stuck in my craw. I'm sorry.
No, I agree with that. I think I totally hear where you're coming from. I meant it more from the idea of, I think in the moment I was meaning it more from the idea of like, don't not seek help because you think there's something fundamentally wrong with you that therapy couldn't help with, if that makes sense.
Yes, that actually does make sense.
Yeah.
It was just what I was getting at was like I realized, oh, there is a part of my brain that doesn't work, and this person has helped me figure out how to make that work correctly.
Totally. Yeah, and don't spend money on BetterHelp because it does suck, and you can find things that are as cheap.
No,
if
yeah,
not cheaper.
don't do that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I appreciate that. I appreciate you bringing that up because I think that's a valid point, and it is.
Yeah.
important to
Again,
say.
I wasn't like trying to like cut you off at the knees or whatever.
No. I did not feel that way at all.
My other quick thing, and then I have my actual question, which is so stupid considering some of the heavy stuff we've gotten, but we've also gotten some stupid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is a little heavier. I'm calling you from Milwaukee, which is where the RNC is going on, and I don't want to get political, and we're not going to get too political, but the funny thing is, I live maybe 3.5 miles away from where the convention's going, and they have all of downtown blocked off like it's a fucking war zone. I don't really go downtown because I live in like a cool neighborhood, as cool as Milwaukee gets. But I don't know. I think it's funny, and like I work in the suburbs, which are north of the city, so I don't really have to deal with the cops. But they literally have fucking checkpoints.
Jesus Christ.
Since the thing that happened on Saturday, I think I phrased that in a way that's not going to get anyone in trouble.
Yeah. That must be why, right?
I'm assuming, because they pulled in cops from, and there's a horrible news story that I'm not going to go into about Columbus cops that are here and did something very bad yesterday. But like, why are Columbus cops on my fucking turf? Columbus, Ohio, by the way.
Because they've really fucking blew it, right? They really, I think they dropped a ball in such a pretty fucking crazy way that, they're going to be calling in every motherfucker in the world, huh? Not supposed to happen,
Internet website
folks.
said that Michigan State troopers are here too, which I didn't know, but I know a bunch of Ohio guys are. So that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Blind leading the blind a little bit there, What's the worst Midwestern state, do you think?
The thing is, I don't really know. I live here in Wisconsin, but I'm from the East Coast and lived, I'm, as I said, a little bit older than you and lived on the East Coast my entire life.
Right.
I only moved out here like 2 years ago.
Well, the correct answer is Indiana. It's a little bit worse than Ohio. As someone who lived in the Midwest for 8 years.
Okay, well, I will say that when I was driving from the East Coast to Milwaukee when I moved here, I stayed a night in South Bend and had the weirdest night of my life, and not in like a cool way.
Yeah, right.
So I buy that.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit shittier. It's like Ohio, but with less pockets of like Cleveland. You know what I mean?
And like Columbus at least has like Murder Brian wandering around the street.
Yeah. And Columbus is like also, Columbus is ostensibly a college town, when you really get down to it. But yeah, I don't miss the Midwest. I maybe we'll all have to move there eventually when it freezes over. But yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. I guess it's one of those things where I did not know that, but I'm not really surprised that that's the vibe. But it's always nice.
The convention is at the arena where the Bucks play.
Wow.
And the funny thing is that I went to go see a show last week, and like they were literally putting up the RNC poster. Like the show was at a venue that was like kind of across the street. I don't really know how to describe it from the Fiserv, which is where the Bucks play and where the RNC is. And they were literally putting up the posters like as I was getting in, and I was just like standing there for 5 minutes smoking a cigarette real quick, like watching them like, are And I'm like, fuck this, I have to go inside.
You know what I think RNC stands for? Rich nasty crapheads. Rich nasty crapheads.
Okay, no, I was
Rich
I was
nasty
thinking something more dirty, but sure,
Rich
yeah.
nasty crapheads. Rich nasty crapheads. Nothing like remember.
So, Luke, I don't mean to.
Huh? Please go
no,
ahead.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, you. I was just
No,
gonna
you-
keep riffing on
it's
rich
your
nasty
show, dude.
crapheads. I don't have anything else though. I was just gonna keep saying rich nasty crapheads.
Fair enough. So the whole point of the show, I know things kind of got, I don't want to say derailed, but like it got into some heavy stuff and we got into some lighter stuff. I actually did have a question for you, like your advice concept.
All right.
I'm flying to California next month to go see a dear, dear friend of mine and his fiance. Thing is, I fucking booked the flight wrong. I'm one of the 3 reliable people at work. Am I okay with just like calling out for a day or two because direct flights from Bradley to San Francisco are non-existent, so I'm going to have to do like a 6-hour layover in Denver or something?
Do you own the company?
No, God, no. I just
Then
work
who gives
there,
a
dude.
fuck? Who cares? Who cares? If
Okay,
it goes
cool.
under,
Yeah, I just
doesn't matter
like,
at all. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was it. That was my question of advice. Is like, is it cool? Obviously, you're going to say yes, but
yeah, it
like,
doesn't fucking matter at all.
let me rephrase that. Do you think I can get away with calling out just for a
Yes,
day?
because if you're the most dependable person, even if they give you shit, they won't fire you because they know that they can't. And if they don't, then they're stupid,
I
and
know.
then you don't want to work there anyway.
Fair enough. Oh, I just called it Bradley. That's the airport in Connecticut, isn't it? And I see I'm getting
You're
yelled at in the
O'Hare.
chat.
Did you mean O'Hare or Midway, perhaps? Oh wait, no, I don't know.
No,
what the
O'Hare is Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. I'm like blanking all of a sudden.
No, you're good, man. Just
God damn it,
no.
I've flown out of there 3 times.
Skip
Mitchell,
as much work
God
as
damn it, it's Mitchell.
Skip as much work as
It's
possible.
some fucking general who's like fucking dead.
I mean, I'm from a place with Ronald Reagan National Airport, so I don't know, man. And the Bob Hope.
Well, I was gonna
Airport
say
now.
like my home base airport is like Newark, so you know.
Yup.
Newark or JFK, depending on where I was living at the time.
Don't fly into Newark if you've got to get into the city, y'all. All right, Methanol Cereal, I got to end this show, but thank you for calling in. And take as much time as work off as possible. Work as little as possible if you're not working for yourself.
All right, dude. Have a good one, dude.
Take care. I'd love to solve today's problems. I'd love to solve the world's problems, but today I'll start with yours. That's right, folks. So this was a great time. This was a great time. You know, I came in quite tired, but I leave quite happy, quite energetic. It was really nice to hear from everyone. Thank you all for calling in. Blarney, I didn't thank you for the sub. First time tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. A wonderful show, folks. It's nice to get back to the old advice game. It's nice to get back to the old advice game. I'll be back tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon playing some Dark and Darker with Justin. We'll keep on rocking into the night. Listen, it's fun. If you Total Geek the First, I would love nothing more than for you to come back on the show and say I'm good as fuck at painting Warhammers now. But you know, to that I say, I will believe it when I motherfucking see it. Let's raid Jake the Snake because he's watching Star Trek. Jake the Snake. Raid Jake the Snake. I will see you tomorrow. Get a whale. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for being here. Another incredible show, another incredible program. Yes, it's the Luke Man on Twitch. Thursday we'll be back with Chat Havers with Tim Lamphere. Sunday we'll be playing VR chat. Take care.